excuse me, a natural anti-inflammatory and a natural steroid. So that can also be used to help support those pets that are exhibiting those type of symptoms. So that kind of goes over my little overview of, you know, those steps. I kind of talk about the detoxification. As I go through that allergy part, a lot of those symptoms, you know, can be taken care of pretty easily with the detoxification process. Dr. Newman's studies with detoxification and a healthy diet or a diet change if needed, about 50% of all pets' problems can be reversed with just the detoxification and a healthy diet change. By adding the core supplements, which is the Super C and the Garlic Daily and the Mega Pet Daily, then that then jumps up to an 80% reversal rate. All the other supplements that are available out there are for those pets that have, you know, other additional problems. Some have arthritis, cancer, and things like that. But all the steps that we talk about, as far as with heartworm medication, flea and tick control, chemical controls, we're trying to prevent all those problems, you know, before they're created. But if the pet happens to be exposed to those type of problems, then we do have other additional supplements to help support and aid that in the reversal. But through most of her studies and most of my experience, most of the pet's problems can be addressed, you know, with the basic of the detoxification and a healthy diet, and then adding just those other few supplements can take care of most of their problems. One of the keys to all that is to be consistent. It's most of the dosages are like a 3 times to 4 times a day, depending on what supplement you're adding. But you know, if we're not consistent with it, then the pet can roller coaster with their reversal. So what type of questions do you guys have for me?
Well, one thing I want to address is the ticks.
Yes.
Because there's an incident of Lyme disease.
Yep.
And increase in the area. What would you recommend for dogs that may have been exposed?
You would probably look at the viral detox and the blood and lymph detox.
I love viral detox. I use it quite a bit.
And the viral text, I don't have it up here, but the viral text is probably, it has a tendency to more towards cats with that have feline AIDS, and all, they're exposed to more of those viral type, you know, problems than the dog. But the blood and lymph and the viral detox would be the supplements that we look at for, and then along with the core supplements.
Right.
The detoxification would also be something that you can also look at as far as. The nice thing about a homeopathic detoxifier, it cannot be given, you know, it can be given quite often. It's not going to hurt the pet. It's used like for pets that have like fatty tumors. You can give a grapeseed extract that will break down that catabolic waste, and then the detoxifier then can be used to also help eliminate that waste from the pet, from the inside. So it can be used daily if needed.
Because I have 2 cats, and I was worried, they're inside cats. I was worried about, you know, the mosquitoes coming through and all that stuff. So it's nice to know I can do holistically instead of giving them the revolution and all that, because I've been trying to get away from the poison and all.
Yeah, and typically what happens with a lot of those chemical-based medications or flea and tick controls is it burdens their immune system so much, and then it just, their whole system doesn't work right, or doesn't eliminate. But one nice thing about the detoxification process, it helps the pet better utilize nutrients from the foods and the supplements that you're giving them. So it actually makes them take everything good that you're giving them, makes it better. So.
Does Asmara only do supplements, or do you do any food or treats?
Yep, they do food line. We have dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have the dog food dry and the cat food dry, and also have canned food as well. So.
And Bruce, since I've been carrying Asmara, that is always my go-to food for allergy dogs. It's just worked like a charm for years, and I can't begin to explain exactly why, but it is the food that I've had more repeat customers because of allergies,
Yeah.
and even digestive issues and things, which a lot of times are tied in.
Dr. Newman's food, I mean, her company, she founded the company back in the early 80s. So it's been around quite a long time, and she was one of the pioneers in this whole protocol as far as the holistic protocol. And she hasn't really changed her food much through the years, where a lot of other companies have. You know, it does have, you know, some oatmeal and things in it, yeah, but it's all healthy. It's a meal base where it's a dehydration, where it's taken 3 pounds of the meat muscle to make 1 pound of the meal, where they dehydrate it and take the water out of it. So it's a concentrated, so when you do open it up, it's a very noticeable aroma that's pets seem to enjoy. So.
Yeah, and the cat food too.
And as far as treats, they used to have treats, but they have done away with it. And the big reason behind that was that some of the labeling laws, as far as you know, when they're in a store, that they, as far as saying for pets, for dogs, for cats, they actually were made for humans to buy, and all our products are human grade and all natural, so they're all designed for humans. And the treats, because they didn't say for dog or cat on it, they were running into some labeling, so it just was, and they have to register them each state, so they just had decided that it was best that we just stayed away from that. So.
Do you have any brochures with the ingredient list of the food?
Yes, and we actually do have some samples as well, if you'd
I
like
work
to
in
look
the
at them.
vet's office, and we're always looking for
Okay.
things for allergy dogs.
Okay, yep,
And
definitely.
I think the handout that you brought the last time for the open house with the ingredients and the breakdown, I think we've got
Oh,
them
still in? Okay.
in their
Yep.
goodie bags too.
Yeah, but I know on the label of our sample, it does have all the ingredients in it as well, so.
Yeah. And if you've got any more questions for Mike, or else I have some other things I can throw in at the end.
What would you recommend for arthritis?
What are you doing right now for it?
Well, we feed raw diet,
Okay,
and I use some homeopathic remedies.
okay.
As
More for a prevention, or is
one
he
that's
early,
dealing with. He already has it.
early stages, or?
And late stages.
One of probably the best thing we have right now for it is the Yucca Intensive, and it's a natural anti-inflammatory. A lot of times in that arthritis arena, the inflammation is actually causing pain, which again, so to ensure that these not having the inflammation that's causing the pain that can actually make that arthritis a little worse. This is probably one of the first and
Those ones, okay.
the best. We have several. Maureen's got the joint easer, which is a glucosamine. We have the glucoam chondro, which is the glucosamine, the chondroitin, and the MSM. But as far as those type of supplements that we have quite a few that are available for
And
us.
the joint easer really packs a punch in terms of dosage. It's each level teaspoon contains 2,400 milligrams of chondroitin sulfate and 20